don't know what the song's like, but sure, we'll see.
Are you in? Can you see yourself? Hi guys, welcome to the Bella podcast. I'm going to be joined today by my lovely friend Aoibhin Meghen, and we're going to be talking, just talking, I guess. Yeah, okay. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, 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 oh. Hi there and welcome to the Bella podcast. My name is Bella and today I'm joined by the lovely Aoibhin Meghen. Say hello.
Hello there.
So we have a good few things to discuss in this little show. The topics that we're going to be discussing today are informally newsy, let's say. And we're going to include the water situation, meaning the boil water notice that I've been enduring, and fan service. And there's more to come on those discussion topics. And we're also going to be reviewing Netflix's new Christmas film, Let It Snow. Basically a young adult Love Actually. But before we start with that, we have the news bites. So McDonald's are doing something about unwanted plastic toys. So 7 restaurants across Ireland and the UK are collecting unwanted plastic toys of a 17 centimetre diameter, so similar to what their toys are and to fit into like a certain box, as part of a trial to try recycle the toys into other products. The trial will run for 4 weeks and they are hoping to repurpose the plastic into coffee cups.
Oh, it's coffee cups for McDonald's?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, so they're trying it out and they're going to see how it goes. 85% of Venice is underwater.
Yeah, I heard about that yesterday. This is all, and 2 people, well, this was yesterday morning, 2 people have died.
So the sinking city's lagoon tide peaked at 187 centimetres, which is the highest level since 1966. The Basilica and the squares have been flooded, and there have been 2 deaths, as you said, and Mayor Luigi Brugnaro is blaming climate change. Greta told y'all. She told y'all. 36 towns and villages are releasing untreated sewage every day into Ireland's coastal waters and rivers. Can you guess 2 of them? The 2 big ones.
I don't know, but I think they used to do it around where I live. They used to do it around Dalkey into the Sound there.
The 2 examples that I have are Howth and Cove.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so they're like 2 really, really big ones anyway.
Yeah. Oh, it smells so
and
bad.
they're such tourist destinations as well. Like,
yeah, I don't understand why, like, because maybe it saves money in the short term, like, okay, just get the sewage out of the way or whatever, but surely it affects tourism and other things like that.
But I mean, you know, like, I don't know about you, but I go to Howth quite often with my dog, and like, the amount of people you see jumping off Howth Pier, even though they're not supposed to, but like, and the sailing clubs around there, oh, gross. There has been an influx of targeted attacks on both male and female sex workers in Dublin. Gardaí have launched an investigation as there have been 7 attacks since the middle of October, and we're like, what, they're the 14th of November?
So like a month.
So the way it's following out is that an online appointment is made and then the sex worker is attacked and robbed by a number of men, and violence is being used. And Gardaí are asking that anyone with any information at all to please step forward. The BBC, now this is the nice one, the BBC posted about a 10-week-old puppy who was abandoned in Missouri because he was born with an extra tail in the middle of his head. At the moment, there is no need to medically remove the tail because it is not causing him any pain, nor does it impair him anyway. It's not connected to anything and it doesn't wag, and the puppy is not being put up for adoption just yet because Max Mission, which is the name of the rescue centre that he's being treated in, they want to let him grow up a little more just to see if the tail becomes an issue, and he has been named Norwal.
Oh, that's so cute.
Have you seen him?
No,
oh my god, he's beautiful. He is the cutest thing you will ever see ever. I showed my family last night.
Dogs Trust have a similar, oh, that's so cute.
He is the cutest thing ever. He's so adorable.
Dogs Trust are doing a similar sort of, well, like they're doing a campaign for this dog called Amelia, and I don't know if you've seen her. She is gorgeous. She's like bright white, and she's deaf and blind. And I think like she is just the most stunning dog you've ever seen. Like, it looks like a little alien angel came down. It's really, really gorgeous, and they have this campaign
in the form of a dog.
In the form of a dog who's blind and deaf. Like, so oh, cute. It took all of my willpower not to send in some adoption form or something.
Like, I know I might be biased because I have a dog with a disability, but disabled dogs are the cutest things ever. They are more squishy. They're 10% more squishy. That is an official figure. It's not. But like, cutest thing ever. Review. I think that's going to be a grower.
Yeah, we were just talking about that during the song, that I kind of said something similar would happen to like what happened to Lana Del Rey's Summertime Sadness, where they came out with this banging remix. that just really gave the song a big push.
I think, yeah, because I really like her. Like, I really like her. And I bought a vinyl of her last album. I did. But I love it, and I love her sound, but I'm just not quite sure yet. I reckon it's gonna like hit me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be in bed and I'll be listening to music and I'll be like, oh my god, I love her.
Yeah,
like, but
it's tears start flowing and
yeah, and then you're like, this is about me. Why is this song about me? No, I completely agree with you, but it is lovely. And I was just saying, her voice sounds so different to Ocean Eyes, and her pronunciation, like, I can't even speak, her pronunciation is so different.
Yeah, she's definitely, her sound has really developed since Ocean Eyes, which was like this real airy, fairy, very light sound, and now this song is still that kind of airy, ethereal backing to it, but it's a bit darker, it's a bit more mysterious.
Yeah, I get that as well, and I feel like she's doing a lot of, I'm gonna say, like, speak singing at the minute. Where there's no actual, I'm gonna say, like a strained vocal effort being put in, you know what I mean? It sounds like it's very natural, it's just coming out. It's not, example, Ariana Grande, where there's all these riffs and there's, you know, pushing through, and there's kind of like a strain to hit a certain note. It's really speaking easy. But we're going to go on to our discussion topic. It's affected my area. It hasn't affected yours.
No, I live far on the other side of this problem.
It has affected me, but not you. So I am talking about the water boil notice. So 600,000 people have been affected because of the leak slip water treatment plant, and you haven't. So things that have been affected when we've been put on a boil water notice have been, I know in DCU it was infamous, we couldn't have coffee because the water is only heated to 70 degrees instead of 100. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's because you could get coffee in certain places. I think it was the machines that they were using didn't heat the water to boiling quite. It was just under boiling.
Yeah. We'd filter through our water at home anyway, because we have kind of a hard water area, so we just use a filtration, a Brita at home anyway. But that meant like our dog had to get out of the Brita as well. And in my local cinema, which I work around the corner from here anyway, we couldn't use our fountains, our soda fountains. Yeah,
because it's just syrup mixed with the carbonated water, isn't it?
Yeah. So we couldn't use that, so we were selling all of our bottles, and like, but it's happened so close after each other.
It was, the first one, okay, it was only 2 days, 3 days I think. Second one was a week.
Yeah.
It was a full week, which is quite a long time. Now you say I wasn't affected, but I am in DCU, so I did have a bit of, like, that coffee thing really was an issue for me. I remember one of my lectures, we were in class and someone at the front had managed to acquire a coffee from the Helix, and the lecturer walks in and just goes, "Where'd you get that?" So it was a bit mad around here.
Even at that, washing in it, they said like bathing was fine. So okay, we had to have like boiled water as well for even just brushing our teeth, because like you're not supposed to ingest any of it. But even washing in it, like, I know they said it was fine, but part of you is kind of, you're in the shower and your thoughts are running, and then you're like,
all you're thinking is poo water.
Or like dead body water. No, I'm kidding. But you know that meme of your man and he has the sweat pouring down, and that was me in the shower, and I was like, wait, am I safe? Is this safe?
But what it was actually was that bugs had got in because of the renovations that we were doing. So actually, I don't think it would have caused anyone that much harm.
Yeah.
But there's just the risk that it would. Obviously, they have to tell you that you can't drink it, but I think like for brushing your teeth and stuff, you would have been fine.
Yeah, a lot of people I know were convinced that it was dead bodies.
Yeah.
They were like, no, Denz is dead. So Niall Gleeson is the managing director of Irish Water, and he said, working with Fingal County Council, we are increasing and monitoring the staffing at the plant and also increasing the water testing. The ultimate solution is to replace the filters at the old plant, and this process is being accelerated as quickly and safely as possible while still maintaining supply to the greater Dublin area. If we could shut down the old plant, take it off the line and do all the refurbishment at once, this is not possible because 20% of Dublin's water supply comes from the old plant, and we do not have the spare capacity to allow this to happen. So it's obviously just a renovation thing, but they are gonna hit us with the, well, if you paid for your water, you wouldn't have this problem. Tenner bets. And my dad was going mad, and he was like, but sure, we already pay for the water. He's like, it's in our taxes. It's like the roads, to keep the roads the way that they are. Yeah. And like maintaining the roads is already included in the taxes. My dad was like, they can't do it because apparently they already pay for it, like, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is an argument to the fact that in order to get upgraded and higher standard water, to upgrade it, so to maintain it, yeah, you might pay for that already. Obviously still not enough money to upgrade the system and make it better. So there is an argument for the fact that if people had paid their water taxes, then maybe there'd be the money to get all these problems fixed, but I don't know the details about any of that.
Well, for an island surrounded by water, we're not doing a very good job, are we? Because even at that, going back to the 36 towns and villages, putting untreated raw sewage into the coasts and the rivers, surely, yeah, that's why we're having a hard time with the Irish water, because there's so much extra treatment to be done. There's something lacking. And someone, probably not me, is going to get to the bottom of it. And
Bella investigates.
maybe that, maybe no. Also, a good friend of ours speculated that it shouldn't, the water boil notice shouldn't have been turned off the first time, and that they only got rid of it because we had the Dublin Marathon, and they didn't want it to look bad to tourists. And you know what? Makes you think.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's pure speculation, but it does make sense. But then a lot of people, like a lot of European countries you go to, or even in America, you can't drink the water straight from the tap. You have to buy bottled water.
Oh, you're talking about Flint, are you? Or just regular towns? Is Flint a whole thing on its own?
No, like I remember as a kid going on like we were in holidays in Spain and we weren't allowed to drink the tap water.
Yeah. I know there's a whole thing that like when you're away on holidays, try not to get ice in your drink.
Yeah, well that's just ice in general.
Yeah.
People say don't put ice in your drink, but I don't care. I want my drink cold, not lukewarm.
Gosh, right. Well, we're going into our second discussion topic, and this is going to be part of my That's the Tea.
That was good.
Thank you. Practicing. So we are going to be talking about fan service. So the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie was pulled from its originally scheduled release date of December 2019 for a restyling of Sonic because of fan outrage. Oh my god, I cannot speak. A new image has been released and Sonic now looks more like Sonic. Fan service is a huge, huge thing now. It's the same way that there was a petition to redo the final season of Game of Thrones because fans were so upset with the product that they got. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I wasn't as deeply impacted by it, but I know that a lot of people were upset because my sister was faintly crying upstairs. And Riverdale's Lily Reinhardt, Riverdale being the absolute definition of fan service, spoke out in defense of Game of Thrones and was basically saying the show, Game of Thrones, doesn't have to please its viewers. And Twitter and the internet were like, what? No, you are literally the poster child of a show that is known for fan service. Because if you, literally the way Riverdale works is that like if, you want lesbians and cults and Dungeons and Dragons and 50s and 80s nostalgia at the same time and scandal and sex all in one show, you got it. Because you could actually like tweet one of the producers or just the show on Twitter and give them a storyline. They would write it into a script.
They would roll with it, yeah.
Archie was attacked by a bear. Can we just... Can we just stop for a second?
And just for somehow survived it. He just lay in a bed for like a week and then was fine.
Because that happens. That does happen.
Yeah. You don't die or anything like that, no.
Exactly. Like, you know, sorry, excuse me for a second while I have serial killer genes. You're up to date, I take it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, alright, grand.
Well, up to date, I don't think I watched the most recent episode, but other than that, I'm fairly up to date.
They're still talking about the serial killer gene, you remember this?
It's madness.
So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fan service. Like, when does it stop? Because that was a whole movie. Like, we have posters in the cinema at the minute that say Sonic December 2019, and kids come up and go, when's that out? And you're like, oh, I have no clue, honey. Sit back down. Like, because I don't. Well, no,
waiting a while. Yeah, it is really strange. I actually haven't heard of that term before, fan service, but as you said earlier, as soon as you started explaining it, I'd know, and I actually do now.
You do?
Yeah, it's really this like whole thing that the directors are and the producers and everything have to put out a product that everyone will love.
Yeah.
It's sort of similar, and like we find as like we're doing journalism that there's this demand to be appealing and like everyone has to love what you do, then does that just not make everything generic?
A more successful fan service that people were really, really happy about was Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
That movie. That they weren't planning on making a movie. And
were they not?
No, and it was just that. Because it's been a long time since it's ended. Like, a long time as in, like, you know,
couple of years.
That was a fan service. That was people were asking for it and they gave it to them and they absolutely loved it. Particularly with these remakes, I'm gonna say, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. I think because of the way that Pikachu looked for Detective Pikachu, that they were expecting the same thing for Sonic. Like, he was small, yeah, and he was cute and he was fluffy, but he was actually what you would imagine in a real world what a Pikachu would look like. And people were expecting that for Sonic, and instead he was tall. He didn't have his like regular cartoon eyes. They were wide set, like more like a human, I'm gonna say, rather than those kind of close eyes together. You see, when something similar happened with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, I mean, it's a bad movie, but not because of the CGI.
Yeah.
It's because of the acting. I mean, Megan Fox, not a good job. Sorry. Their faces don't look like their cartoons at all. At all. Like, their scale is fine.
I can understand, especially with Sonic, which is such a long-running... He's such a long-running character.
Yeah.
I can understand that people will want him to look as he is. But my question is, who did these focus groups before the first Sonic was released and thought this is what people wanted Sonic to look like? Because I do not doubt for a second that there was hundreds of thousands of dollars spent in figuring out what Sonic should look like.
Yeah.
How did someone slip up on the fact that it just wasn't right?
But as well, you have to respect the fact that it's just a reimagining of what it is.
But is that what I don't even know what the movie is, to be honest. But like, I feel like, especially if you're doing any of these live action ones, you're sort of admitting that you're just reiterating a story that was already done in like another format.
Yeah.
So in the case of Sonic, was there a movie before this?
Oh, Sonic?
Yeah.
Not a real life one.
Okay. Oh, so it's like Pikachu where there's people in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
James Marsden is in it, I'm pretty sure. He's the policeman in it. And Jim Carrey is doing the villain.
Yeah.
But like, I remember with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that when it came out, their noses changed their whole face. They kind of have like a bit of like a bulbous kind of snout, I'm gonna say, like to where like their jaw would be. But instead they had this kind of like small nose like right up here, which, I mean, if you look at a turtle, they got that. They do have a nose up there, but it changed the way that they looked. And I remember people were so annoyed about it, but then they were more annoyed about the actual film because it was trash. And then they made a second one, which I didn't know that they did, and I mean, obviously that didn't do too well either. But I remember people giving out about it, and now Sonic, as soon as people were like, that's not what he looks like, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll change it. But I mean, they still don't know whether their film's gonna do well.
Yeah, like,
it's such a gamble before it's even out, like. Yeah,
it seems like a very strange way that they're basically in the post-production stages and they're now having to, or no, they couldn't have started. How are they changing how Sonic looked? Because they must, if it was supposed to be released in December, they must have had the film made already.
The film was completed, it was when the trailer was released. And trailers can be released, I mean, up until a year before a film is actually going to come out, or it could be as little as 6 months. And so when the trailer dropped earlier this year, people saw it and were like, no, not happening.
Yeah.
So it's not coming out in December as far as
I'm concerned.
It has been postponed to 2020.
So wait, the trailer didn't come out recently though, did it?
No. The new picture has been dropped recently.
No, it's definitely just seems bizarre that, like, I don't agree with the whole fan service thing. I think that in order to have like TV and movies still have it as an art form and as something like new and exciting, you can't just answer what every single person wants.
Yeah.
You have to take initiative. And
which is like, what Riverdale does. It puts any storyline you can think of. It has done.
What were they called? The Gargoyles. Yeah. Like that whole storyline, the whole time. I mean, I watched it.
But funny enough now, because I know that they are so big on fan service, I have a theory of how this whole show is going to end. And if it doesn't happen, I am going to be annoyed. So, I mean, but that's because I expect it from them now. I reckon that it's going to be a whole, this was all a dream thing. And the reason that Jughead narrates it is because he's writing a fiction book.
Oh, God. Can you imagine?
You can see it happening though, can't you?
Yeah, you could see it happening. Could you imagine though?
That, like, you know, maybe the last episode picks up where the first episode started, that he's in the diner and he's like, Riverdale, the town with pep. I mean, if I've called that.
But like, the scene in the most recent season, spoilers alert if anyone's really invested in Riverdale, when your one's dad, Veronica's dad, just comes out of jail and is in her house, and it's like, yeah, he was like, oh, it's my jail, I can do as I please, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure if you're going to jail, they're not putting you in your own jail. Yeah. They're not just going to put you where you own everything. And
it is a train wreck of a show. It is an absolute car crash. And it is a guilty pleasure TV show. It is. There is no other way to describe it. I mean, it's entertainment at its finest. Maybe not its finest, but it's entertainment.
Entertainment at its trashiest.
It is entertainment. So that is our little 2 cents on fan service. If you didn't know what it was, but you did know what it was. It was in your brain.
Yeah, I don't agree with the whole, like, just demanding what you want a story, the way you want a story to go. Like, if you want to do that, write fan fiction. Bring back fan fiction.
Kardashians update. So basically, I went to Captain America's and I bought 2 starters, 2 mains, and 4 cocktails. It cost me €37.
It's good.
That's impressive. I was really impressed with that. Like,
yeah. Did you do the student deals thing?
I did, yeah. I went in on a Monday. So what happened was, it was for my sister's graduation. Now, I didn't plan that that's where we were going. I said to her that I was buying her a meal for her graduation, and she could pick where she wanted, and we could go have a few drinks, and then when we came home, we could watch whatever film she wanted to watch. So she was like, yeah, okay, cool. So we were in town, and she said that she wanted to go to Captain America's, and I was like, eat, yeah, that's fine. I got there, and I was like, oh, I have a thing on my phone. And so I looked at the Bounce app, and it said you get 1 main and you can get 1 free. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just showed it to your woman, and she was like, oh, and you know the cocktails are included in that, and so are the starters. And I was like, okay.
Is this like the student deal? So there you get like the €4 cocktails.
You get €4 cocktails, and your starters were €3 to €4 each as well.
I didn't know about the starters now.
Yeah, no, they're like tiny little personal ones, but like you could pick between onion rings, garlic bread, and chicken wings. And something else. I think it might have been potato skins, because they do that. Oh yeah. And they do like baked potato stuff. So that was like €3 to €4 for your starter, and then it was your main, buy one get one free, and then your cocktails were €4, and then they had deals on bottles of beer as well. It was cheap and cheerful, and she didn't care.
I love Captain America's. I feel like it's my place I go before I go to a concert. Yes. I always like, because I don't know, I feel like it's a handy place to go at like 5 o'clock in the day, have a couple of drinks, and then you can just walk to the Lewis, hop on the Lewis, and go to the point.
Now, it is very busy on a weekend, but we went on a Monday night, and like, it was dead. But we were fine with that, because we were so tired that we didn't want to wait for a table. And coming up to Christmas, you're just not going to get into places like that. Yeah, you're not, because it does such good deals on its cocktails. Like, it's gonna be very, very busy. So that was my little Kardashians update. Although it's not like a big giant secret. I mean, but I just thought 37 was a good price. Now we are getting on to our Netflix and chill. I've been killing it with these names, haven't I? Wow. And we are going to be talking about Let It Snow, or Let It Snow 3 Holiday Romances, which was written by John Green. I'm going to say Lauren Miracle. It's Miracle with a Y. And Maureen Johnson. And I've described this as a young adult Love Actually story with a dash of fanfic vibes. I loved it.
Yeah, I had a mixed review of it now. Okay. I think I have that book at home. I read the book. Okay. I can't remember what was in it. Like, I read it probably about 6 years ago at this stage, or whenever it first came out. So I was intrigued to watch the film, obviously.
I know there were some changes, but like, it's funny, because so I work in a cinema, and when a highly acclaimed film comes out, like Joker or Star is Born, I like analyze them so intently, and I'll criticize every single scene just for my own entertainment. But then I also watch all of the trash movies that Netflix will put out. Yeah, and
like To All the Boys I Loved Before, I watched that 3 times in a week.
Not trash. Disappointed. No, I'm talking more like the princess switch. I mean, it's the princess and a pauper, but it's Vanessa Hudgens at a baking competition.
Yeah, that premise was really a stretch. Really a stretch. It was good though. I enjoyed it.
Sign me up, you know. Where do I get in? I thought it was fantastic. So there's a few different stories going on in Let It Snow. If you want to just base it off of the way that love actually works, that there's like a larger group of friends that are all connected in some way or another.
And you don't really find out till the end how they're connected. So the thing.
I've divided them up into categories. You have to guess which storyline I'm talking about from the names that I've given them.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you like a really, really easy one. The fanfic.
The fanfic?
The fanfic. Which one do you think is a fanfic?
Oh, it's the one, I don't know their names. Yeah, it's the singer and that girl
Julian
whose
Stewart.
mum's sick.
Yeah, Julian Stewart. So it's Isabella Merced, other known as Monair, but that's changed. And Shamik Moore. Not Demi Moore. Very distinct difference.
No relation.
No relation. It's their storyline.
Yeah, it is very fanfic-y.
I liked it.
I know, like, I'm not saying I enjoyed the movie, but like my parents came, I was home alone and I was watching it in the living room, and my parents came home like when I was halfway through and they were like, what are you watching? And I was like, trash. I was like, I am loving it, but I am watching not a whole lot right now.
Sometimes trash is better, but I liked their storyline, but it is a fanfic. It's this whole thing of like, you know, a singer visited my small town and we spent the day together and now he loves me.
Yeah, it was very like meet cute. They're on the train, like she's like, oh, I swear I'm not following you, like very coincidental. The train breaks down, that kind of thing.
I did, however, like he drops his phone. So their meet cute is that he drops his phone on the train and she kind of knows who he is but doesn't really care much for him. I mean, it's so cliche as well. But he drops his phone and she picks it up and she goes, hey, and he goes, oh, not right now, not right now. And she's like, you dropped your phone.
It is good, but it is very cliche, like, oh, I wasn't even that into them and now he's my boyfriend.
The second one is the friend zone.
The friend zone, oh yeah. That one's cute. I love Kiernan Shipka.
Kiernan Shipka and Mitchell Hope. He is in the Descendants franchise from Disney.
Okay.
Yeah. I love him. Now, I mean, his character has a stupid name in the film. His name's Tobin.
Tobin.
Like the second name. Like your man who wrote Brooklyn.
Call him Tobin.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking of when they were like, oh, it's Tobin. I was like, not a cute name. So her name is Duke, which isn't much better. Actually, I have an
That's
issue
a nickname though.
It is, yeah.
I don't know what I can't remember what her real name
Angie.
is.
Not better.
Yeah.
I have an issue with the names in this film. But theirs is the kind of Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable romance.
Yeah.
That she's too cool for him and he's kind of dorky.
That's like a really good comparison of them, because it's not like, oh, she's like this really popular, like gorgeous girl who like is way out of my league.
Yeah.
We'll only ever be friends. It's just she is one of the guys. He has never been able to like express that, say anything to her because she's one of the guys. So it is a bit, I liked that storyline. I didn't like the whole jealousy thing that went on.
Really?
Yeah.
Cliches.
Pathetic.
It is laced with cliches, but organ duet is beautiful because he can sing, but he's not trying to sing in it.
Yeah.
Which made them normal because he is a really good singer.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. With Descendants is Kenny Ortega.
Oh, okay.
High School Musical dad. No, I liked their one. Okay, next storyline. The psycho who I personally relate to.
Oh, this is the one who has abandonment issues. As soon as he said psycho, it was either the woman with the tinfoil hat,
both of them,
or the one with abandonment issues. So we had two options here, and you wouldn't wear a tinfoil hat unless you're bleaching your hair. So
no, but she wore pink the entire film, which I was happy with.
The whole film, all I could think was I recognize her from somewhere.
Goosebumps.
I've never seen Goosebumps. What's Goosebumps?
The remake of the books with Jack Black.
Oh no, I've never seen that.
Joan Cusack, she was a good narrator. I feel like they needed a strong adult lead in there.
Just don't know. I think they could have given her more of a story, to be honest.
Tinfoil Woman?
Yeah.
That's literally what her name is. It's Tinfoil Woman.
Oh, is it? She doesn't have a name.
No, she doesn't have a name.
Yeah, like, because I was kind of interested. I was interested by her and what she was up to. And I know she was basically just there to serve as a narrator. I would watch a movie about this woman.
Her, like, obviously her character had more to say than what her character was in 16 Candles. But it was the same kind of comic relief just kind of littered throughout it. But no one really knew anything about her. She didn't say anything too philosophical either about the phones. I mean, I feel like I've heard every boomer say that. Okay, boomer. Okay, and then finally we've got the girl who couldn't be lesbianist.
Oh, yeah. That was terrible.
I'm sorry.
Before I watched the movie, I saw like a headline and it was like Netflix Let It Snow with new LGBT relationship or whatever. So I think that wasn't in the original book.
You don't remember that bit, do you?
I don't remember the book at all, to be quite honest. I think that was like added in, or like the characters were changed anyway somehow, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like the hot and cold thing was just a bit...
It was really hard to watch.
Yeah, it was hard to watch actually. Because it is, again, it's the cliche story of that person who's out and trying to have a relationship with the person who isn't out. It was just quite sad, and I know like that's actually quite a realistic story.
I can't comment on it a whole lot because I will never personally live that. I found it really, really hard to watch, but even from like my point of view, I didn't think that your one was good enough for her because she was rude to her.
Do they get together at the end?
They do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
no.
she was really, really horrible to her, and then kissed her randomly, and then was really horrible to her again. I found it really, really hard to watch.
I mean, it's the same as the Princess Switch. Is that
The
what that one was
Princess Switch.
called?
You need an Andrea. You need my sister. She was the person who will shamelessly be like, "We're watching this." And I'll be like, okay, she's already watched the Christmas Night, I'm sure, which is the other Vanessa Hudgens film. Thanks for listening to us chat. Just chat. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
I had a great time. It was nice not having... I won't be coming back with that attitude.
No, please do. Don't leave me on my own. Thanks for listening. It's going to be live every Thursday, and then it's going to be submitted online every weekend. Bye. Happiness. Unreal.